Have you ever stood before a painting that seemed to whisper stories from a distant past? Or encountered a sculpture that seemed to pulse with life itself? Art has a unique power to transcend time and language, connecting us to the hearts and minds of those who came before us. But art is not created in a vacuum. Each masterpiece, from the delicate brushstrokes of a Renaissance portrait to the bold colors of a contemporary abstract, is a product of its time, a reflection of the cultural currents and artistic movements that shaped its creation. Imagine art history as a grand tapestry, woven with countless threads of creativity. Each thread represents an art movement, a distinct period where artists converged around shared ideas, techniques, and philosophies. These movements are like chapters in the story of art, each one building upon or rebelling against the one before it. They help us understand why art looks the way it does, revealing the social, political, and cultural forces that influenced artists and their creations. By studying art movements, we gain a deeper appreciation for the evolution of artistic expression and the enduring power of human creativity. Before we embark on our journey through art history, let's play a little game. Imagine a Renaissance master like Leonardo da Vinci, a Baroque virtuoso like Caravaggio, and a romantic rebel like Eugene Delacroix gathered in the same room. What do you think these artistic giants have in common? Give yourself a moment to ponder before we unveil the answer. They were all pioneers of their time, each pushing the boundaries of art and shaping the movements that defined their eras. From the rebirth of classical ideals to the explosion of color and emotion, get ready to explore the key movements that transform the art world and continue to inspire us today. Our journey begins in 14th century Italy, where a cultural revolution was brewing. After centuries dominated by the medieval period's focus on religion, a renewed interest in classical art, literature, and philosophy emerged, the Renaissance. This rebirth breathed fresh life into the art world. Gone were the flat symbolic figures of the Middle Ages, replaced by a celebration of humanism and the natural world. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael emerged as true Renaissance men, their talents spanning painting, sculpture, architecture, and beyond. They mastered perspective, creating a sense of depth and realism never seen before. The Renaissance wasn't just about pretty pictures, it was a time of intellectual curiosity and groundbreaking discoveries that laid the foundation for modern science and art. Baroque, drama, and grandeur unleashed. As the Renaissance faded, a new artistic wave swept across Europe in the 17th century, the Baroque. If the Renaissance was a graceful dance, the Baroque was a powerful symphony, characterized by drama, exuberance, and a touch of theatricality. Baroque artists embraced movement, emotion, and grandeur, employing dramatic lighting, rich colors, and dynamic compositions to create awe-inspiring works of art. In painting, Caravaggio revolutionized the use of light and shadow, known as chiaroscuro, while Peter Paul Rubens captivated viewers with his dynamic compositions and voluptuous figures. In architecture, Gian Lorenzo Bernini's breathtaking designs, like the colonnade of St. Peter's Square in Rome, embodied the Baroque sense of grandeur and theatricality. The Baroque period left an indelible mark on art history, influencing everything from opera and theatre to sculpture and painting for generations to come. Romanticism, embracing emotion and imagination. By the late 18th century, a new generation of artists sought to break free from the constraints of reason and order that defined the Enlightenment. They embraced emotion, intuition, and the power of the imagination, ushering in the era of Romanticism. Romantic artists sought to evoke feelings of awe and wonder, often turning to nature as their muse. Landscapes became more than just scenic backdrops. They transformed into powerful expressions of the sublime, evoking feelings of awe, terror, and the vastness of the natural world. Painters like Caspar David Friedrich and William Turner captured the raw beauty and untamed power of nature in their works. Eugene Delacroix, known for his expressive brushwork and dramatic scenes, injected his paintings with a new level of emotional intensity. Romanticism wasn't just confined to the canvas, it permeated literature, music, and even politics, inspiring a sense of individualism and a deep connection to the natural world. Impressionism, capturing fleeting moments. Imagine strolling through a sun-dappled park, the air alive with the scent of flowers and the laughter of children. Now imagine trying to capture that fleeting moment, the way the light dances on the leaves and the colors seem to shimmer before your eyes. That was the challenge and the triumph of the Impressionists. In the late 19th century, a group of artists in Paris rebelled against the traditional, highly finished style of painting that dominated the art salons. They sought to capture the fleeting impression of a scene, the way light and color transformed the world around them. Claude Monet, Edgar Degas, Pierre-Auguste Renoir, and their fellow Impressionists abandoned their studios and ventured outdoors, painting en plein air or in the open air. They developed new techniques using short, broken brushstrokes and a brighter palette to convey the sensation of light and movement. Impressionism wasn't an instant success. Critics initially scoffed at their seemingly unfinished canvases, but the Impressionists persisted, forever changing the way we see the world. At the dawn of the 20th century, the art world experienced an earthquake. Gone were the traditional notions of perspective and representation. In their place arose a revolutionary style that shattered reality and reassembled it in abstract forms: Cubism. Pioneered by Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque, Cubism challenged viewers to see the world from multiple perspectives simultaneously. Objects were broken down into geometric shapes, flattened, and reassembled on the canvas, often incorporating multiple viewpoints within a single image. Cubism wasn't about recreating reality, it was about exploring the very nature of perception and representation. It was a radical departure from the past, paving the way for abstract art and influencing countless artists across various disciplines. What happens when the conscious mind takes a backseat and the irrational, the subconscious, is given free rein? Enter the world of Surrealism, an art movement that emerged in the 1920s, exploring the depths of the human psyche and giving visual form to dreams, nightmares, and the unconscious mind. Surrealist artists, inspired by the theories of Sigmund Freud, sought to unlock the power of the subconscious, creating bizarre and often unsettling imagery that challenged rationality and explored the hidden realms of the human mind. Salvador Dali's melting clocks, René Magritte's bowler-hatted men, and Frida Kahlo's haunting self-portraits transported viewers to a world where logic dissolved and the impossible became possible. Surrealism wasn't just about creating fantastical imagery, it was about exploring the power of the subconscious and challenging the viewer's perception of reality. In the 1950s and 1960s, a new art movement emerged, one that embraced the imagery of popular culture and challenged the traditional boundaries between high art and everyday life. Pop art. Pop artists like Andy Warhol, Roy Lichtenstein, and Klaus Oldenburg drew inspiration from mass media, advertising, and consumer culture, transforming everyday objects like soup cans, comic strips, and celebrities into iconic works of art. Pop art was bold, brash, and accessible, challenging the elitism of the art world and celebrating the commonplace. It blurred the lines between art and life, reflecting the consumerism and mass media that defined post-war society. From the realism of the Renaissance to the dreamlike worlds of surrealism and the everyday icons of pop art, we've journeyed through some of the most influential art movements in history. Each movement has left an indelible mark on the art world and beyond, shaping our visual language, challenging our perspectives, and inspiring countless artists across generations. As we conclude our exploration, take a moment to reflect on the movements that resonated most with you. What did you find intriguing, surprising, or even perplexing? Art is a conversation that spans centuries, and your voice is a valuable part of that dialogue. What are your favorite art movements or artists? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let's continue the conversation. And remember, this is just a glimpse into the vast and ever-evolving world of art history. There are countless other movements, artists, and masterpieces waiting to be discovered. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the spirit of artistic curiosity alive.